Nostradamus was born Michel de Nostredame in France in the 16th century. His uncanny ability to predict events earned him admirers among the highest tiers of French society, including the famous Catherine de' Medici, often referred to as the most powerful woman in French history. Working with what he called natural instinct and poetic furor, and wearing laurel crowns and a sky blue stone ring, he composed hundreds of quatrains that mix astrology, prophecy, melancholy poetry, magic, and history. Throughout the centuries, Nostradamus's fame rose even higher as he successfully predicted Napoleon's rise, Hitler's fall, Hiroshima, the arrival of the Kennedy brothers, the death of Diana, Princess of Wales, and September 11th, among hundreds of other events. For the year 2018, the following predictions are revealed. The Great Eruption of Mount Vesuvius. For 2018, Nostradamus has predicted a catastrophic volcanic eruption of the Great Mount Vesuvius located in Italy. According to the late prophet, the immense volcanic eruption will shake the earth every 5 minutes, killing between 100,000 to 1 million people. This prediction seems to hold truth as various Italian geologists and volcanologists are all recently stating that the Great Mount Vesuvius is more than an active volcano and a big eruption is expected at the end of 2018 and will be the worst of this volcano thus far. There was one in 79 AC and another one in 1631 AC, the worst two in all history. According to Nostradamus, we should expect very strong and deadly earthquakes to shake many areas of our fragile planet in 2018. China is one of the countries that will suffer the fury of the earthquakes and will cause thousands of deaths. During the winter of 2018, the belt of fire of the Pacific will record an unusual activity. It will cause several earthquakes and the eruption of 3 volcanoes. Economic collapse. Not surprisingly, natural catastrophes and wars won't be good for business. Thus, Nostradamus has seen total economic collapse for 2018 or thereabouts. To this effect, Nostradamus warned that the rich would die many times over. This prediction is already starting to see fruition as many economists have already warned the public to brace themselves for the oil, food and financial crash of 2018. New scientific research suggests that the world faces an imminent oil crunch, which will trigger another financial crisis. A U.S. financial crisis in 2018, if not sooner, is all but assured. The reason for the pessimism is simple and it should have become obvious by now: debt. Meanwhile, Trump is facing an internal political crisis that could put him out of office. That would all but terminate the fiscal cuts that have encouraged the record-breaking Dow Jones Index performance in 2017. Even if he survives the Russiagate probe, now rendered gloomier, Trump's political stock has suffered. This means the president risks failing to get his tax cuts past congressional scrutiny. A failure on these fronts could deflate both the stock market and corporate investments. It would raise panic and trigger another recession. Worse still, all these problems may occur sooner, rather than later, meaning that a financial crisis in 2018 is almost inevitable. World War III. Nostradamus might get this one spot on if Russia and the US don't stop their warmongering. As Nostradamus puts it, a war will start between the global great world powers. China, Russia and North Korea will start World War III against the USA within 3 months after Europe closes its borders because of the migrant crisis, according to a self-styled Nostradamus. This World War III prediction seems very strong as the war of words between North Korea and the United States could be pushing the region closer to the brink of an accidental conflict. North Korea's Foreign Minister Ri Yong-ho announced that U.S. President Donald Trump had declared a war on his country by tweeting that North Korea won't be around much longer. Ri's interpretation of Trump's tweet was roundly dismissed by the White House later that day. In the same context, Russian President Vladimir Putin has stated that Russia had more reason than most to be concerned by Pyongyang's missile program, saying that North Korea's nuclear testing range was located just 200 kilometers from the Russian border. Donald Trump and Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe have agreed to act tough on North Korea. In recent weeks, North Korea has launched 2 missiles over Japan and conducted its 6th nuclear test, and may be fast advancing toward its goal of developing a nuclear-tipped missile capable of hitting the U.S. mainland. Giant asteroid to hit Earth. Nostradamus has predicted a huge asteroid to hit our planet and cause massive destruction in the year 2018. This prediction is already in fruition as NASA constantly monitors space looking for asteroids that might pose a threat to Earth, but Ron Balk, a scientist at the federal agency's Jet Propulsion Lab, recently took the time to point out 5 asteroids in particular that NASA will be keeping an eye on over the next year. Either way, for right now, these asteroids are all expected to come in pretty close as they swing by, but not pose a threat. But the major asteroid which seems to be the one that Nostradamus is referring to is the giant space rock, 101,955 Bennu, which was discovered in 1999, has a diameter of 1,600 feet and orbits the Sun every 6 years at a speed of 6,300,000 miles per hour. Scientists from NASA have announced plans to send a probe to study the huge asteroid which is feared to one day collide with the Earth, causing a potentially planet-wide catastrophe. It has been calculated that if Bennu struck the Earth, it would release the same energy as 3 billion tons of high explosive, equivalent to 200 Hiroshima bombs. While asteroids and comets rarely hit Earth, there's always the chance that they will. Advance human-animal communication. During one of many Nostradamus's intense and vivid visionary journeys, he envisioned a world where humans and animals would discover a new fount of communication through language. He envisioned 2018 to be the year that this will begin to take on fruition. This prediction seems very plausible as scientists are already making systems to help humans and dolphins communicate, while others are making sensors that monitor horses and broadcast signs of impending lameness. According to Professor Konstantin Bodchikov, who has been an animal behaviorist and researcher for over 30 years, humanity is fast approaching the point when computers will help to mediate our communications with animals. Slobodchikov states that him and his team is developing new technology where we can actually communicate back and forth in basic animal languages to dogs, cats, farm animals, and, who knows, maybe lions and tigers. Humans will live to be over 200. 2018 will mark the year where humans can expect to live up to the age of 200 according to Nostradamus. The advancements of medicine will raise humans' life expectancy up to at least 200 years of age. An 80-year-old man will look just like a 50-year-old. This prediction is also materializing. Life expectancy has increased to an average of over 80 years old in developed countries. The number of 100-year-old males and females still active is surprising. Aging is not an inevitable fact of life, but many animals have already found ways to delay death. Their clues might help us all enjoy a longer and healthier lives. According to many estimates, whales live at least 150 years, and perhaps as long as 210. Futurists like Aubrey de Grey have said that eliminating just a few diseases and coming up with new treatments for aging could lead to 1,000-year-old humans. By studying these whales and other extraordinarily long-lived creatures, Miguelis and colleagues hope we can find new medicines that will similarly slow down the human body's decay and delay death. If we could retard it even a little, it would have unprecedented human benefit. Let's see what the future reveals.
China is sucking us dry. They're taking our money. They're taking our jobs. They're doing so much. We have rebuilt China with what they've taken out. We have power over China. China should do that. Now,
we
Iran,
can force the Chinese to take care of North Korea?
I would force the Chinese to do it
How would you do
economically.
that?
Economically, Charlie. They're sucking the money out of us.